Hi everyone, welcome back to Brady's Motors. Now, firstly, I want to apologise. It's been a very long time since I provided any form of content. Work and family life has just been incredibly busy. Now, if you remember rightly, back in April 2023, I picked up an Alfa Romeo GT with the 3.2 Busso engine as a bit of a project. It was a bit run down, needed a lot of work doing to it to bring back to its former glory. So it's been a while, but that doesn't mean work on the car has stopped. So I figured it's about time I provided an update on kind of what the car situation is at the moment and kind of what's been happening on the car in terms of the improvements, the fixes. So let's have a little walk around now, shall we? Now let's start at the front end. So if you remember rightly, the front end all across here, it looked like a scene from a horror movie. So all of this was all smashed up, cracked, it was all scuffed across the front of the bumper. So I had the bumper replaced and sprayed to kind of match the rest of the car. A couple of issues that we've got at the moment to fix. The offside headlight has decided to fail on me. It's actually leaking a bit of water, so that's next on the list to kind of fix. Then if we move around to the passenger side, so on the near side kind of wing, if you remember just here there was a huge dull patch. What I'll do is I'll post a video of the first video that I put up in for context so you can see kind of exactly what I mean, but it was a big dull patch here which had been painted very, very poorly, so that's kind of had a touch up. Had a bit of a nightmare before National Alpha Day a couple of weeks ago. See, for some reason, the paintwork here, when I had the car cleaned, it reacted with some of the chemicals. I don't know why. It's never done it before. Not changed any chemicals that I've used previously. But yeah, across here was all kind of, it looked like etching. So it looked like acid burn. So I've had to kind of buff that back, but it does need a stage 2 detail. So that's going to be done very soon. And then if we come around to kind of the side of the car, now if you remember across the sill down at the bottom, it had a huge gouge out, so maybe about 7 to 8 inches of a gouge. So that's been patched, that's been welded, that's been sorted. So yeah, it's looking a bit tidier on the side. And then you'll notice the alloy wheels, these need a refurb. These are what I picked up reconditioned off eBay. Now if you remember, the ones that were on there originally were just standard 17-inch alloys that weren't in the best condition. They were painted pretty poorly, but I think the 18-inch jet fins look a lot nicer once these have been refurbed, because they are a bit scabby. If I come in a bit closer, they do need some work. They do need a powder coat and a respray, so that's going to be done. And there's some minor imperfections in regards to some of the paintwork. On the back again, there was some paintwork that needed to be fixed around kind of the rear quarter. That's now been sorted as well on the rear bumper. I've added a little lip spoiler as well, just to give the rear a little bit of a stance. See, private number plate put on as well. The rear of the car was never in that bad of a condition anyway, so that didn't really need too much. Do need to get the rear bumper sorted. Every time the car, this bit here kind of chips away, so that's obviously to be done. And there's a little crack here, so I might just look to get a new rear bumper, get the whole thing replaced and get it sprayed to kind of match the car. And then I do want to get some new badges to go on, because these badges are looking a bit worse for wear as well. Then if we come round to the rear of the driver's side, now again, around kind of the fuel filler cap, down all down here, it looked like fuel burn. It was as if fuel had kind of leaked out from the petrol tank and come down here, and it had been sat. So that had to be kind of sanded back and resprayed to kind of match the rest of the car, so it looks a lot nicer now. Driver's side, now down here when I first got the car, this was kind of bowed, so it had a huge bend in there, so that's kind of been bent back into shape and then kind of sprayed to match the rest of the car. In terms of the interior wasn't too bad, wasn't much needed doing to it. What I have done is I've sorted the steering wheel out, I've made that look a bit nicer. So this isn't a new steering wheel, this is a cover that's gone on there, so I had to spend hours kind of doing some sewing. I never want to see a needle and thread again, it was a painful task. But yeah, the interior is as it was, apart from the steering wheel cover. And I think in terms of bodywork, that was about it. That was all that needed doing to it. The bonnet does need to be kind of sorted. The bonnet's still looking a bit worse for wear, but that'll be done in no time at all. So that's next step. So let's have a look under the bonnet, shall we, and then see what's been going on under there. Now in the engine bay, this is where the majority of the work has been done. So when I bought the car, there was a number of leaks which needed addressing. So it had everything was stripped off. It had crank seal, it had sump plugs, it had various other seals and gaskets kind of replaced in the kind of underneath the bulkhead. It had a new coolant tank, it had a new thermostat. So then it had other errors. So if you remember one of the update videos I put out, it had the ABS VDC errors popping up. That turned out to be the actual ABS unit itself. So the ABS unit was completely stripped and sent off to a specialist to be rebuilt because they were very, very hard to get hold of. It wasn't just a sensor, unfortunately. So I am pleased to report it has a clean bill of health. So the last MOT was completely clean, not a single advisory on it now that we've got the oil leak sorted. It also needed a headlamp leveling sensor to be replaced. With this head unit as well, it's been an absolute pain in the bum. So we initially thought it was just the headlight that needed replacing, so the bulb. So we tried replacing the bulb. That seemed to fix it for a period of time, but then it failed again. So we tested the ballast. The ballast seemed to be not getting any power or releasing power to the actual unit itself. So we changed the ballast. Again, that fixed it temporarily, but then it decided to die again. So we had a mechanic come out, have a look at it, pulled the unit out, and it's actually there's a wire that has a loom connected to it at the end, actually within the head unit itself. That's corroded where water's kind of seeped in. So I do actually have a whole new headlamp to replace this one. And as you can see, this light has been out before because this is cracked. So this is going to be taken off. The unit's going to be taken out with a whole new one to go in. So I've got that ready to go. I just need to get the guy around to come and replace it. So yeah, it's had a lot of work done to it, but I think it's in such a better place than it was when I originally got it. So there we go. I think we can all agree it is in a much better condition than when I first bought the car. I'm very, very happy with where it is sitting at the moment. Yes, there's still some things to be done. Headlight needs to be sorted. It needs an O2 sensor. Other than that, I don't think there's much else which needs to be done, other than some things I really want to do to it. For example, I would like to replace the airbag unit on, because it's got a few little cracks on there. I do have a replacement in the boot ready to go, just need to get that put on. Other than that, it's just little things. I would like to change the handles of the car because they are a little bit worse for wear, a little bit grubby. There's a couple of bits of plastic missing here and there, but other than that, I think she's good. I want to get the window tint redone because it's looking a bit scabby on some of the side of the windows, which again, that's not a major job, but yeah, I think for now she's good. Was at National Alfa Day last weekend. Now, considering the condition of when I first bought the car to where it is now, I think that was where I really saw kind of the work that I put in had come into fruition, was worthwhile. So at National Alfa Day, they give out awards for best in class. And this car comes second in best in class for the GT register, which I was extremely happy with considering where I bought it and the condition it was in. So it just makes that all the time and effort that I've taken to get this done worthwhile. Now, yes, I want to get that first place, so the work's not going to stop, so I'm going to keep you updated on kind of what's going on. But yeah, let's take it for a drive and see what's what. You'll see the motor control unit error, that's the O2 sensor. I've had that plugged in, that's confirmed. But yeah, let's take it for a spin, shall we? So there we go, there's the update on the GT. Thanks everyone who is still subscribed and is still commenting and liking my previous videos. If you could like, subscribe, share this, and comment obviously on what you want to see next, obviously things you'd like to see upcoming. Some of the things I've got planned is an update on kind of the family fleet. Sadly, the 159 is no more. We have got rid of that, so I want to update you on kind of the family wagon we've got now. So I'm going to be doing a video for that very soon. And I've got some footage from National Alpha Day. So I've got some track footage from the track parade. So I'll be uploading that. I've got a point of view drive for that. So look out for that in the next week or so. I just need to get it uploaded and get it edited. But thanks everyone for watching. Again, please like and subscribe. And I look forward to catching you on the next video. Thanks everyone. Bye.